Hello!
That
That was absolutely horrendous.
was too late for that one.
My hands don't.
You know what wasn't horrendous, however? This random
It
football.
was very, very good.
I thought there was some very, very good games.
It was very good.
And somewhat lack of controversy. I can only think of one off the top of my head. It's a little bit contentious, but I don't mind
I
it.
think everyone knows what I'm thinking about.
We'll get to that. But first, the NRLW. An interesting round on their end. The Sharks won. They beat the Titans barely. I think it was like 12-8 or something, very close. Sienna Lofipo and Serena Masanga for the Titans were excellent. I thought they were very, very, very strong.
Mhm.
Emma Varen continues to be great for the Sharks. They're fairly consistent. They're a bit like the men's Sharks, to be fair. Broncos whacked Parramatta.
Yep.
It's absolutely no surprise. Again, an incredible performance from Julia Robinson. Another 2 tries, 270 metres, 14 tackle breaks. No, she's a centre.
Wow, okay.
She is having an incredible season. It's just the battle because at this point it's Broncos Roosters for the grand final. I don't think I contend.
There would have to be somebody fall over badly for it.
So the battle that her and Isabel Kelly are going to have is going to be cinema. I'm very, very excited for that one when it comes to the pointy end of the year. Romy Teitzel, also excellent. There's just a lot of really good for Brisbane right now. They're doing great. For the Eels, Kennedy Charrington has been pretty strong for them in recent weeks. She churned out 30 tackles with no misses
That's pretty good.
and 80 metres in 57 minutes. And in a team that didn't really have much of the ball, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
The Raiders won. They beat the Warriors
Yay!
by 4. They should have won by 30.
Considering the Warriors were down to 11 players,
One of those send-offs was completely absurd, in my opinion. Because it's like, I don't even know what it was fully for. I think it was some, like, hip drop-esque thing that they called it for. I didn't think it was worthy of a send-off at all. I think even a sin bin would have been a bit harsh. Very, very strange. But yeah, so the Raiders get their first win.
you've got to get the Raiders a win, right? I mean,
The Raiders working out for the Warriors. Ivana Lauer-Titi, that bench forward, holy crap, is she good? She is, if not the best impact player right now. She turned out 29 minutes off the bench, 124 meters, 8 tackle breaks, 4 offloads in less than half an hour.
well, she's a good football pedigree, so
Yes.
yeah.
Sophie Holliman was amazing for the Raiders. She continues to be really, really good as well. They've got good players. I want to see them do well. Also, a good first win of the season for the Tigers. They beat the Dragons.
Actually, that's a very good one because the Dragons are.
And they have Tegan Berry back this week too.
Hmm.
I feel so bad for her. Please get her some help. Tegan Berry, 220 meters, 3 line break assists, 10 tackle breaks, 3 offloads. She was so good at the back. I feel so bad for her. Yeah. The Tigers, Caitlin Turnbull, playing, I think, fullback this week. She was excellent. She was very, very strong. 18 runs for 260 meters.
Scored like 3
Yeah,
tries
she's
on
going on.
the
Sarah Togatuki as well has become a very, very good forward. Over 200 meters, 1 missed tackle. Very, very, very strong. Corey Shipton for the Dragons was also very strong. They've got a lot of good players. There's a lot of good players in the NRLW. Please give them more credit. There's a lot of good football here. Heavyweight bout, Roosters Knights, ended with the Roosters winning pretty convincingly. So that
The Roosters are the favourite for the comp.
the way this game played out, television, it's the Roosters and Broncos, and then everybody else.
Yeah.
So
I hate to say it because I love the way our team is going as well, but yeah. Roosters still have not lost the game.
yes,
Yeah.
this is
The
true.
Bulldogs.
Led by the incredible Jocelyn Kelleher. She has been amazing this season. Olivia Koenig continues to do Olivia
Yeah.
Koenig things. 110 meters, 36 tackles, try assist, try. Very, very good. The second roster Newcastle, Catherine Clydesdale, even McEwen, they're both great.
Clydesdale.
They combined for 200 meters and 46 tackles. Just very, very good all round from those
Yeah.
guys, but they just got outclassed by a better team. There's not much you can do.
Not when you've got the favourites going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's just.
Just to do your best.
And this was an interesting one. We finally get to do those games in order because the Cowboys game What? Yes. This is what we want to see out of the
Very,
Cowboys.
very, very good.
Very, very, very good. Great game. 53% of the ball, 81% completion rate, 7 line breaks, 8 less missed tackles, the majority of the meters. Very, very strong, especially when they lost Mackenzie Wheel into the lead up to this game. Yeah. So that is just great, great work from the forwards.
Yeah. Oh, she's been going so well for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Free Chester, there's a whole bunch. Yeah.
Winchester is just becoming a weekly thing.
Yeah.
Whole game, 170 meters, 43 tackles with only 1 miss. She is a machine.
She is absolutely a
She was
machine.
great. Fran Goldthorpe was one of the best bomb tries of all time.
I felt for her because she just ran 75 meters and then forgot how to put the
You
ball
would-
down, apparently.
I think that, like, in the annals of rugby league, this has happened enough times for people to stop doing it.
Just fall over. Bang.
Just fall over and put the ball down.
What's his face? Who's the Kiwi guy?
Sonny Bill Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
That one was great.
That's his own fault, though. This one was actually helped out by one of the defenders, but
I can't remember who the defender was.
I don't remember.
There's something on NRL watched a few times. It was like she never gives up, but I can't remember what her name was.
Yeah, Fran Goldthorpe was great. I thought Kira did. That combo with Tula Latilla looked really strong.
yeah, it really is coming along.
I liked it. I mentioned Lily Peacock before.
Yeah.
The run share in the forwards is a little bit concerning to me because it's just the way it used to be, but substitute Lily Peacock for Lily and
Yeah.
and it's still like the Chester Peacock combo ran 32 times in a combined like 115 minutes. The rest of the forwards combined for 38 in a combined 260 minutes. So it's still not shared around enough for my liking because there's still quality forwards. But, I think it's getting slightly better. And especially when you have small minute forwards like your S.A. Barners and your Lily Dix and the Tafau Asama, who is a giant. She is, what was she? She's 6 foot.
116 kilos or
Yeah,
something.
we've got enough from the Sofa Solomona on our team, and we played her for like 10 minutes.
I think this is just to blood her into the comp, and I think that was good.
But you could see the Bulldogs like in attack, especially on the Cowboys line, running away from her.
Yeah.
Like, every single play was away from
I
her.
don't blame them, to be fair. I always want to be tackled by her.
It's a pretty good deterrent, I suppose. Yeah, I thought she was good.
Chester Peacock, they do put their hand up a lot.
Yeah,
They shirk the responsibility, but yes, I do understand that the other forwards also need to put their hands up a little bit.
And look, I think when you have people like what's her name, Talisha Harden, who is getting up there in age, she won't take as many carries. Like I mentioned, the bench forwards this week were fairly light on.
Yeah.
I thought Alicia Fuller was pretty good though.
Mhm.
So I'm not going to complain this week, but I just hope when Wheel comes back, we still see this level of input, especially from Lily Peacock.
Yes, she is a good player.
Emma Menzelman, she's the best. I have to say that she is the best dummy half in the NRL. She
Absolutely.
is possibly my favorite player to watch.
And she's not slow either. This is the thing. She's a very nippy hooker.
I could rant for half an hour about how good Emma Menzelman
She's
is.
very good.
She reminds me a lot of like a prime Damien Cook sort of archetype of a player.
Yeah, because she thinks run first.
Yes, absolutely.
What she thinks because she's fast and she's
Incredibly
stronger
agile.
for her size than you give her credit for.
Excellent player. I love her. She's awesome.
And the Bulldogs tried hard, but they're just lacking a bit of polish in there.
Yeah.
I mean, their first 5 sets, I don't think they completed one set.
No, the first 10 minutes of this game was terrible.
But the Cowboys then got themselves together and ended up finishing at 82%.
Did very, very, very well.
Whereas the Dogs were still languishing down at like 60s.
Yeah, and especially during that like first period of the game where the Cowboys were making like quite poor errors and they had a lot of time on the Cowboys line. They couldn't come up with anything.
No, that's not because they kept on dropping the ball as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's the main thing. But in terms of positives, I thought both of their centres were very, very strong. All of their outside backs were great. Andy Robinson, the fullback, was phenomenal. She produced multiple try-saving plays.
I reckon she would push what's his face to speed.
Jamie Chapman.
Yeah, I reckon she mowed down our winger like that.
Yeah, that was insane.
She's very quick. Yeah, she was great. She was really, really great.
The lock, she's phenomenal. 170 metres, 2 offloads, 34 tackles. They just couldn't really hold on to the ball enough.
Their handling errors really cost them a lot.
Yeah.
And look, give a bit of credit to the Cowboys' defense. It was really, really good. That one tackle that Chicago Whitfield that was a try.
That was
all money.
beautiful.
That was a try for all money, and she said no.
Yes,
I
exactly.
just grabbed that and threw on a bigger player. Picked her up and threw her over the sideline. It's like
A challenge on that play.
it was like eye contact. It was like below eye contact. Anyway, that's okay.
But yeah, good game from the Cowboys.
Great.
That's what I want to see from them.
So still,
They're
in
rolling.
the top 4.
I like it.
That's where you want to be. So hopefully,
I hope the Dogs can take it away. Because I don't think, like, the scoreline ended up being 22-6. I don't think it was that much in favour of the Cowboys. I thought the Dogs played fairly well for long stretches of this game.
they did. But once again, like it's just a little handling error that let them down. Yeah,
They'll get better.
they will.
I can't have an NRL Discord server, right?
Here we go.
There was a funny comment. It was like when we said it was an anniversary year, we didn't say what team was playing good.
So that's true. It's a year that ends in 5, so a Cowboys team has to be good. Hopefully that doesn't mean the Dallas Cowboys are going to be good this year. I would be very, very sad.
No.
I do not like them in the slightest.
Nobody does apparently apart from their own fans.
American team.
America's team who just lost Micah Parsons because they're a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Jones might be the worst CEO ever.
To the NRL.
now to the men, opening with what is probably going to go down as game of the season.
I don't think there's too many that would come close to it.
The Penrith.
Dogs.
I think the Penrith Roosters game in round 2 probably has a shot, simply because the Roosters winning as like $11 underdogs was hilarious. They nearly bankrupted all the bookies.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah.
But yeah, Penrith Storm, what a game. What a moment for Harry Grant.
Oh, how funny was that, Harry? How to trick half the Penrith Panthers in one go.
Half the world.
Yeah, that was excellent.
He was probably just going to pass it
But
back.
unfortunately, it's been overshadowed by another act he did in this game. I want to be perfectly clear, it was a blocking penalty.
Yes.
He has no right to be where he is. That being said, Harry Grant intentionally
Paid for it.
Harry Grant had run dead on into Moses Leota, I'd have no issue. Like that's a blocking penalty. But if he runs around and hangs his arm out is a concern. Because if someone like in an attacking shape if someone in like the defensive line on their try line does that negates any sort of obstruction penalty because it's a defensive decision. Why does the same thing not count here? Is my question.
But to play devil's advocate, had Leota not taken that step to the left,
Yes, I do agree. If he stayed stationary,
that's
that's
a to give that penalty. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of like nuance when it comes to this. I have no issue. I have no issue with it being a penalty.
Sutton made exactly the correct call.
I thought Sutton was excellent.
Considering this was a very high quality game, he did not take away from the quality.
Exactly, he didn't try to make it about him.
No.
I would not be opposed to him being the grand final.
Me neither. I think he's a very good referee. So, and I don't say that very often because,
Can't say it very often.
because referees are generally pretty
Yeah, he's in the middle of a very good stretch right now. I like it. Yes.
Why?
Don't worry about that. We're doing something else.
Yeah, okay. But in terms of the actual gameplay, Melbourne were just slightly better across every aspect of this game. And eventually it showed in the scoreline as they get over them. 5 tries to 3. If Nick Meaney could kick, it'd be a little bit more indicative of how this game went.
Yeah, the Storm was the better team, and they deserved to win. Penrith did better things and, kick goals when they needed to. And, however, I thought their fullback had a few handling errors that we'd probably like to have again.
Yes, Dylan Edwards, I thought, especially in the back end of this game, was pretty poor because the rest of the game he was phenomenal.
Like the player, but he had some unfortunate moments, let's say.
Yes, we'll go with that. Yeah, I thought Penrith had enough opportunities to win this game. I think their movement in like the long shapes is a bit hampered by not having Isaiah Yeo in the middle of the field because of his ball playing being as good as it is. For as much as he's a good player in his own right, is not that good.
No, and I understand that, but the Storm still are becoming a loss of the.
But they're still missing half of their first choice side. They're playing Cam Munster at fullback in this game.
So it was.
No, yeah, full credit to Melbourne. And speaking of Cam Munster, I thought he looked all right for playing a role he hasn't played in like 8 years. So
good
good.
football
He's
player.
such a great
Yeah.
But I thought we brought him up before, Harry Grant, and I thought Xavier Coates, they were the stars of this team.
Coates is
What a season!
one of the best wingers in the comp.
What a season he's
He's the
had.
best winger right now.
I mean,
He's done anything special.
I will caveat that with the new rules and stuff. If you just have really tall wingers and you kick to them, they're going to score.
Yeah.
Because you can't tackle them.
You need to be able to catch.
Yeah,
But yeah, that is why like players like Xavier Coates and your Daniel Tupos of the world are having such great seasons because everything is geared towards the attacking winger now.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah. I mean, look, just like any tackle, if it puts a person in a dangerous position, it's a penalty.
Yes.
If it doesn't, then it shouldn't be a penalty. You should be able to tackle them when you try and stop a try.
I think, yes, that's exactly what I think. I think it should go back to the way it used to be, where the defending player can go after the attacking player in the air, as long as it doesn't end up in a dangerous position.
Yes, exactly. And look, they kind of bend the rules for try-scoring situations. There are so many try-scoring situations where a guy just comes in and launches himself at somebody.
The one-on-one strip is always very different when it comes to try-scoring situations. I see no reason why that can't carry over to this rule as well. Because I think if you're like 20 meters away from the line, then it's slightly different because you can't really call yourself an attacking player at that point. I think if you're within like 5 meters of the line, then you can have something different.
There's got to be a better way.
I think they need to do that. There's going to be quite a review, I think, in the offseason, especially when it comes to like trainers and stuff. I'm glad they fixed the obstruction rule. They've got that right now. Now they just need to move on to attacking in the air.
A few other things, There's still a couple of things they need to iron out, but they get paid the big bucks. We don't. So anything we say really matters.
Yes.
We're allowed our opinions.
Byron Wishart. Man, he's a good player.
He's very versatile.
Whichever club manages to sign him, their recruitment person is going to be hailed as a genius. Whether it's the Dragons, which seems the most likely right now, or any other team that's in need of a half/hooker/ any sort of position.
So you older people.
Oh, here we go. He's going to bring up.
John Berrigan from the Broncos is very, very similar.
Yeah.
His role was very similar. They nicknamed him the super sub because he could play pretty well everywhere. Wishart is fast becoming that.
Yes. I still think he fits slightly more in the mold of the Cody Nicorimas of the world. But I get the Berrigan comparison.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. This just
similar size as well. Like they're both very similar players in my book, and I do remember Berrigan, and you were a lot.
It's true. I just think there was a lot to like about this performance from Melbourne. I thought they were clinical. You could not ask for anything more from them. I think.
And look, and we know Penrith have been on a tear lately.
Yes,
they've won 9 in a row. They were going for 10. But to be fair, they ran into a Melbourne who'd won 10 out of their last 11. So it was a bit of
this was a clash of titans,
a heavyweight clash. And
I think that Melbourne are probably sitting as my premiership favourites now because they're doing this without Housen and Hughes. Come finals time, this team is going to this team is going to be scary once we hit the finals.
And once again, Bellamy knows how to get them into finals and knows what to do when they're out there, right? So
I think they're probably my favourites right now.
They probably are.
Oh, joy.
It's going to be a Melbourne one.
I wouldn't hate it.
I wouldn't hate it either. I would love it even more.
I'm still so concerned with 14 years. I hope not. Because I don't like them. Anyway, let's move on. Was
we haven't talked about Penrith yet.
Oh, well, that's okay.
I want to talk about Penrith.
What are you saying?
Don't yell.
We brought up Dylan Edwards before with his handling issues at the back end of the game. I still think he played quite well.
Overall, he was good.
Like he ran for nearly 300 meters.
Normal him these days.
He's such a great player. I thought their forward pack was really good. Only 2 of them went under 100 meters, but I think that's offset from the fact that the 2 that didn't go over 100 combined for 70 tackles. So I thought they worked fairly well. I think Brian Toto is slowly getting.
The Penrith system works, right?
No,
it's been working for years. So Melbourne had to do something to sort of break it down, and I thought they did very, very well at that.
Penrith losing this makes the race for the top 4 infinitely more interesting. I'm very, very intrigued to see how it plays out.
Oh,
I thought Nathan Cleary was fine.
Yes. He was a bit picked at the Harry Grant thing, but that's just too bad. The rules say.
As if Nathan Cleary has never done that in his career.
We've actually seen it.
He
There
was
is video evidence of him doing exactly the same thing.
he was the perpetrator of like the very first blocking penalty,
Mm.
or at least of like the when it like really got cracked down on a couple of years ago. Very
It's just, yeah.
the Panthers huge game next week against Canberra. That's going to be an amazing game.
It'll be great because Ricky's got Canberra going. Even though they had that one loss, they bounced back.
Yep.
No problems. I think I don't know how to go with that one, but we'll talk about that one in the next little bit. Yeah.
Now we can talk about the Warriors who they won, they got their win, but holy crap. I'm going to get this out of the way now. I'm going to give so many kudos to the Dragons for this performance.
The Dragons in the last month have been excellent.
They have been really, really good.
Really good.
Good for Shane Flanagan.
So the fact that the Wars beat them, it wasn't the fact that they were playing a bad team. They were playing a team that was in form.
Yes.
The Dragons were in form, and they kept them to 10.
Yes, I will. Like the big thing out of this is obviously the Dragons lost 3 forwards in this game.
And yet that didn't help. Obviously, they were playing with 16 people.
Well, they were playing with 15 people for like
Most of
three
the
quarters.
yeah. And look, because of that, their effort cannot be questioned.
No, not at all.
They worked really, really hard.
The fact that they only lost by 4 is, in my opinion, should be counted as a win for this team.
They shouldn't be too sad about it.
I thought Matt Feeney in the centres, I thought he was excellent. He ran over 200 metres, 7 tackle breaks, 22 tackles, and only 1 miss.
He's actually good. He's one of the most.
Both of the Feeney and Chris are really good. Also, Origin centre Damien Cook made an appearance. I thought he played quite well, turned out 60 tackles with only 1 miss. He was great. I'm really liking watching how Lycan King Tonia is moving around. He looks to be really...
He's improved. When he first got there, he was struggling, but he's actually really improved.
I think it looks like there's been a shift in the game plan, especially with all the backlash that Shane Flanagan has got for giving seemingly preferential treatment to Kyle. The two halves have started to share the load a bit, and they're looking really, really good for it.
Because if only one is doing it, it makes it too predictable.
It's much like how Newcastle does on a different
That's it.
I hope it's King Tonia and Daniel Atkinson in the halves for them next year, because that would be a great, great combination. David Clemmer was great. He was awesome, 180 metres in 64 minutes.
He puts in, doesn't he?
He puts in. I've always liked him. I've always liked David.
Yeah, he's fine.
Hard nosed.
Yeah, definitely. He's one of the old style.
The old heads. Yeah, he was great.
Right, yeah.
Look, the Dragons, they completed 85%. They missed 13 less tackles. They played well.
But that's what we said at the start. They've been in form. They're one of the informed teams of the competition. They're going to sometimes, and
this was just
slowed them down with
this game was just bad luck.
Yeah.
Especially with a forward pack with the quality of the Warriors.
If they had their full thing, it may have been a different story.
I think they probably win this game if DeBellin doesn't go down, because he's been great.
He has been excellent. I know what's happened. He's like got a second wind or something.
He's been good the past couple of years. I feel like people kind of have ignored him for some reason, but maybe it's just because he's on the Dragons. But he's been quite good.
It was great to see Egan back in the team and doing stuff for the Warriors.
Great to see Wade Egan back. We love Wade Egan.
He's a good player.
He's very, very important. They just grinded their way to a win they needed. They needed this win.
They did.
Absolutely.
Two in a row.
It was 2 in a row they'd gone down. If they'd lost this one, then they'd
top 4 would have been gone. Yeah.
So yeah, great. Big performance from Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. 270 metres. He's been great in yardage this year.
He had a slow start back in the team, but he is absolutely...
Well, they're playing him back in his actual position now. It's good to see him back on the wing. I think he's great. I thought Jackson Ford was great in this game, which of course means he gets suspended for the rest of the regular season. Very Cohen Hess style.
Yep.
150 metres, 53 tackles, 2 offloads. He was great. Aaron Clark, in reduced minutes, he only played 47. He had a great impact.
Still ran 130 metres.
40 tackles. He was awesome. We've got a Wade Egan. He was excellent. Just let him stay healthy for an extended period of time.
I agree with you what you're about to say about Charles Nickel-Cookstad. He's a fullback.
Yeah. I don't know what he brings it out.
He brings it out of yardage better than just about any fullback in the competition.
I agree. I do think that Tane is a slightly better attacking fullback.
Yes.
And maybe because you have to play like your Tanner Boyds in the spine now. That might be what they need for a bit of spark, because otherwise it's just going to be Cronulla, which isn't working for Cronulla right now.
Well, maybe they need to just think about still letting Chance bring it out of danger, like be the person who catches it.
I think you can almost do Tane as like the roving centre role.
Mm.
Maybe like he's playing attacking fullback in the red zone, but Chance is the one out back taking the.
Yeah, he will always run a bit harder because he's a big body, right? Because Tane to big, he's one of these smaller,
That's the thing.
hippier people.
Like you watch as they're coming out of yardage, Chance is still very, very involved. Like it's not like he's hiding out just because he's
No, but he doesn't get it as much because he's not at the back.
I think yeah, I don't know what the correct answer is for the Warriors. I don't think it's Chance in the centres.
No, but he still needs to be at the back.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And the other concern I have is James Fisher-Harris.
I wonder. See, we were talking about this with other people. I wonder if he's another one who might just be carrying something. Like just about everybody is carrying a little bit of a niggle at this time of year.
Although I feel like you watched James Fisher-Harris when he was at Penrith, he had a great wingman in Isaiah Yeo, like another great forward that teams had to watch out for. It started well when the Warriors still had Mitch Barnett, but now that Barnett's out, they've kind of like there's
They're relying too much on Clark, maybe.
I think there's more eyes on Fisher-Harris now that Barnett's not in the team, so he's being nullified a little bit. But I think that is why Jackson Ford is performing so well. So it's a catch-22.
We know the Wars are going to struggle. I like the Wars. I want them to do well, but we know that they're going to struggle missing their halfback and
yeah. Especially one of the caliber of Luke Metcalf. And Tanner Boyd isn't really.
Look, he's fine, but he's not.
He's so
got a good kick.
Yeah, but his defense is not great. He bounces off tackles a lot.
And for a guy who's built the way he is, that should
be. For a guy who is a hooker,
I
think he'd be slightly better. It's unfortunate, but
I guess being out for a little while, coming back, it's
just maybe they kind of jumped out of their slide now. Maybe this is the win that can give them a bit of a kick.
Also, the next game, hopefully that gives them a little bit more of a.
I hope so. We'll see how they go.
Fox and dogs.
Here come the Roosters. Look out, NRL. Here come the Roosters. They are white hot.
They are absolutely killing it.
It's ironic that the Roosters, who are a type of chicken, are flying. I find that quite funny.
Very cool. Yes. They are just.
And the big difference is they're likable now.
Yeah.
They are extremely likable now. That's the whole thing. I love watching the Roosters play now.
And Trent Robinson has got them humming, and
we know
at the right time of the year.
We know how they are when they make finals. They go a long way.
They do.
So if I'm one of the teams in the top four, I'm getting
that is the team in the bottom four who could actually of the top eight.
Whoever finishes in third or fourth should be terrified of the Roosters because they will ambush you.
Yeah.
I'm very, very interested to see how they move if they make the finals, which it seems more likely now.
Yeah, I think they will.
They could get a home final with the way they're playing.
Well, they could get into sixth. That's where I tipped them.
Yeah, you tipped them in sixth. I tipped them in ninth. I just hope the Dolphins can overtake them.
Yeah, I don't think the Dolphins won't do that.
55% of the ball, completed at 84%, 140 more post-contact meters, 22 less missed tackles. Just amazing. Now Fahu White is the best forward in the NRL.
He is at the moment. You would be hard-pressed to find anybody else doing that.
This is even one of his quieter games. He was great. 100 meters, 53 minutes. He scored a double, which I think ripples his career.
Yeah, it goes 1 to 3.
Great. He missed no tackles. He broke 6 tackles. He was excellent.
He's going so good.
James Tedesco seems to have pulled himself out of the slump that he was in. So now he's starting to look good. Over 200 meters, 9 tackle breaks. Just classic James Tedesco stuff.
And Walker, he hasn't missed a beat since he's been out.
He's only looking better as the season goes on.
It's crazy. He was out for a year.
But it's good when you have what right now seems to be the best high ball target in the NRL in Daniel Tupou. He is having an incredible season. He moves into 4th all-time for try scoring. Just catch Billy Slater before you retire. That's all I ask.
You have no hatred for Billy Slater.
I don't like Billy Slater. But yes.
He's an Origin coach, though.
Roosters are flying.
They are absolutely going.
I just hope they don't slow down because this is
Trent Robinson. He knows how to get teams ready for finals. And
if they can stay healthy,
yeah. And then the teams look out.
I'd be terrified I'd be terrified.
If they finish sixth, I would feel sorry for whoever finishes seventh.
This feels a lot like
absolutely polar.
This feels like a lot how we were talking about the Dolphins 6 weeks ago.
Mm.
They were on their run of form, and we were all thinking, "Oh crap! If they make the finals, they could easily go on a run." That's what I'm thinking with the Roosters, man, and the Dogs.
What's happened?
Uh-oh. I hope
This is going to feel last year.
it is.
They ran out of steam.
Yes.
Are they running out of steam?
The difference with this year, though, is that you have like a defined inflection point as to where it started to go downhill. They sold their soul for Lockie Galvin, and it is backfiring immensely because he has added nothing to this team, in my opinion. In fact, he's taken away a solid kicking game that Toby Sexton brought.
Yeah, why just stop playing Toby Sexton? He's better than Lachlan Galvin.
I don't know. Because
They were just
Lachlan Galvin apparently is it.
look at how the Tigers are going now.
Yeah, without him, they've gone this way. There is a very strong correlation.
Rugby league is a funny, funny game. Look, I'll give credit to Stephen Crichton, but he was great. He always is. Matt Burton, I thought had quite a good game.
He's a good player.
He's a good player. They've got good players. We know this. We know their squad is excellent, but they just seem rudderless in attack, and that tires all the forwards out. So even if they are behind, they can't really make a comeback. Especially when they're still missing like your Satili Tupanuas of the world, who is a great impact forward. So I'm very, very concerned about this.
Do they have a top four spot absolutely tied up?
I think they'll probably hold on to a top four spot because like the Warriors are the team behind them, and I think they're 2 wins in front of them with 3 games left in the season. They've probably got it, but how far they go, I'm getting major Sharks vibes from this team. That they're just going to bow out straight up. Because like if you're playing Lockie Galvin, he has no experience in the finals. At least Toby Sexton, I think, has played 1 finals game.
They made a mistake.
They
It's
did.
quite obvious. Lockie Galvin is cancer. Wherever he goes.
The only thing you can hope is that maybe they can work it out next year. And if they do, I'm very scared because they also get Leo Thompson next year. That team becomes incredibly terrifying. If Lockie Galvin returns to the Tigers' Lockie Galvin form, I'm very, very concerned about the Dogs' long-term prospects now with how they're going.
I think they're going to struggle.
They need to get right.
I agree. I think they're going to struggle because whatever's happened is when losing becomes a habit. And at this time of year, you don't want to be having that as your habit.
And see, the thing is, I like a lot of the times when you see a team that's in a slump, like at the top, and they're not going to go far in finals, a lot of the blame falls on the coach. You look at how Craig Fitzgibbon has been talked about for the past few years now with the Sharks' consistent mediocrity. I don't think any of this is Cameron Serraldo's fault. I think he's doing the best that he can with a roster that has now been turned on its head halfway through the year.
Blame Phil Gould for that.
It reeks of Jackson Purdy.
Very similar, and that's exactly what happened to the Cowboys.
Yep.
So, guys,
What was it?
look at it.
This is the comeback of those history repeats itself. Once is history, twice is a farce.
Those who don't learn from history are destined to repeat it. Yes. Learn of somebody else.
But here's the thing. I don't know if they put Sexton back in now if much changes, because I don't think he'd be in it.
No, you won't.
And Barney isn't in it now.
No. And that's why.
They've alienated half the spine.
I know. And that spine was actually
It
killing
was
us.
funny, wasn't it? It's a strange decision when it happened. It's even worse now.
Shot themselves not in the foot.
Oh, they shot themselves
In the head.
I think they shot themselves in about the lung. They're barely breathing.
Hemorrhaging, yeah.
Speaking of barely breathing, the Gold Coast Titans.
I don't think they're breathing at all.
I think that the 2 heartbreaking losses of the past couple of weeks have taken their toll.
Absolutely they have. And why wouldn't they? I mean, they should have beaten the Riff. We know this. And
They should have beaten the Rabbits.
South.
Yeah.
They would have had them probably off the bottom at this point.
I think it's probably the spoon for them now. They need a miracle to avoid it. Just
I would have been happy with another game which kept possibly to get them out of the cellar.
I guess on the plus side for the Titans, AJ Brimson looks good at fullback, which is so great for when Keanu Keeney comes back. It's just everything is happening at the wrong time for this team. It's
Keeney's
unfortunate.
already back.
Also, how did Tino pass that HIA? He was out. I'm sorry, he was with the Pharaohs.
Yeah.
I don't know how he managed to do that. It's insane.
Strong.
The Sharks,
Lies.
yeah, there's not much to say about the Titans. The Sharks were just better.
Look, the Sharks set up in the first half.
Oh,
The second half, they were a bit average.
their first half was just excellent.
Yeah.
There's not much you can say.
I mean, the Titans scored all their points in the second half, and I don't think the Sharks should be happy that they let in 22, because that's a pretty high
Yeah,
score.
see, games like this are what you're looking for from a team that is gunning for a top four berth, not the stuff that they put up against like the lesser teams, like the Souths and the Dragons and those sorts of guys. This is what you want to see. The unfortunate news from this one, Cam McInnes, ACL injury,
For the season.
huge loss for him because he's so solid in the middle of the field. I don't know who's going to get the lock jersey. I think, just based on how they've been playing, it's probably going to be Jesse Colhoun, who's a good player in his own right, but he's not Cam McInnes.
Not too many who can do what Cam McInnes does. Puts his head in places and his toes.
The wingers, Patello and Molitalo, they're doing their usual shtick of being amazing, scoring 4 tries, 350 meters combined.
Talo being a twit as normal.
I still like Sione Katara. I think he's great.
Katara is excellent.
Yeah, look, I'm still not overly intrigued about the Sharks. I think they're going to do what they usually do and just kind of go out with a whimper.
I don't think they're making that ball.
Not with how inconsistent they've been. Well, they could make the 4, but I don't think it would mean anything. Very much like the Dogs beforehand. So I guess we will see how that goes.
Yeah,
Like the Warriors and the Dolphins, maybe their only chances to get a win. That's it. And those are long shots.
Yeah.
They need one to get off the bottom of the ladder, and I don't think it'll happen, unfortunately.
This is the Knights to keep losing.
But they need to win one because they're a game behind Newcastle. Sad. Moving on to Broncos Dolphins, aka why Payne Haas is the most important player in the NRL. I know you didn't like this. I took Brisbane, so I was happy.
I felt for the Dolphins because they were the better team for probably at least half of the game.
I know they're a better team for a decent I have a forward pack right now.
That's it. And all their forwards are injured and whatever else. The ones that were there tried their hardest, but they were out.
Oh yeah,
guns.
I'm loving watching this Oblix Taufa guy. I think he's a great player. They've got good. They're just injured. Like your Flegler's, Gilbert's, Dax Platt is out now. Like they were missing Kafusi and Molo for this game. They didn't really, in my opinion, stand a chance, despite how this game looked about 3/4 of the way through. So it's just that. I've got a Payne Haas. He's amazing. 13 tackle breaks, 5 offloads, 170 meters, 28 tackles, no misses. Just immense.
Just doing Payne Haas things.
Just doing everything. I think the big thing that we learned from this game is that Reece Walsh can carry this team.
Yeah, he can do it as long as the forwards are still winning.
Obviously.
Because
And with
Payne Haas off the field, he wasn't nearly as dominant. He needs Payne Haas on the field to do what he does. That 40-20 kick, changed the end of the game because the Dolphins were on a roll. They were in front 28-18. I thought Brisbane are going to go down.
Nope.
Then Payne Haas came back.
Payne Haas came back on.
And Reece Walsh kicks 40-20. And from there,
It was
over.
Yeah.
Which is a bit sad because I thought the Dolphins weren't bad this game.
28 points. It was just domination in that second half. Just insane.
It was. And for the Dolphins, I thought their little fullback was excellent.
I can't.
Everyone tried that individual brilliance try that he scored.
He is amazing.
I mean, he just went through the Broncos, who have a vaunted pretty good defense generally, and went through them. And it's like, what the heck's just happened? Like, this was off the second tackle of the restart of the second half. He just went zook and then scores and leaves whole bunches of players, including Reece Walsh, in his wake.
Yes. However, I brought up in the lead up to this game last week that the forwards were going to be the issue.
It was. Well, 13 of those were one player.
And I think another 12 of them were Reece Walsh, another 10-ish of them were Gambich at the start of the It was just the star players were star players.
And it was always going to be tough. Without their forward pack, they did their best.
Yes, I agree.
We know that their back line is good, but unless you get a forward pack going forward, your back line can't do exactly what it is.
Exactly. Well, and even you could say they'd even have a shot if they had Herbie Farnworth in the back line.
Yeah.
It's just everything is coming up wrong for the Dolphins, and I feel really, really bad for them. Now a top 8 berth is starting to look a lot less likely.
It's going to be harder for them.
It's unfortunate.
Look, I think I would give Christian Wolf a pass mark for this year.
They look better now than they look.
Under Bennett, yeah. I think they're attacking better.
The development of Isaiah Cattell is going to be. He looks so good. If he can have a healthy forward pack for one season,
They make the finals easy.
yeah,
Right? If their forward pack can stay strong.
Yeah, that's the thing for next year is just get healthy.
With a good conditioning coach, you need.
Because I think it came out a couple of weeks ago that Flegler is seemingly confirmed to be back next year.
Next year. He's such a good player.
Field. That's a great forward.
It is.
So I'm very,
Very good guy that comes off the bench.
Josh Kerr.
Yeah.
He's great.
He is excellent.
He's Queensland too.
He is.
Yes.
Silly.
I still don't like Felice Kafusi, but he's been good for this team. And they needed him in this one.
His leadership being a senior player now. So, yeah, really useful for forwards.
I feel bad for the Dolphins, man.
Yeah. They may not get it this year, but stay healthy, stay with them Finn Vans, because I think they will.
I think next year they're going to be great. The top 8 next year is going to look vastly different to the top 8 next year. I know that.
Apart from the Storm. They will definitely be.
And Penrith will probably.
And probably Penrith. Yeah.
Outside that,
maybe the Roosters.
It's fully dependent on which teams stay healthy. That's the big thing. Yeah. Speaking of teams not staying healthy, the Bunnies, who beat the Eels. I tipped the Bunnies out of spite. Spite trumps everything.
I'd give up tipping because Eels, what are you doing? How do you lose to a team that's playing their C grades?
Well, they're playing Dylan Brown in the centres.
Well, that doesn't help. Look, I get he's going to the Knights, but when Moses and Brown are in the halves, they win a heck of a lot more games than they lose.
Absolutely.
So I get why you're pissed off, but
the Eels were just bad. They were bad in this game. Like they completed it only 70%. They conceded 5 more penalties, but they offloaded 16 times. They ran 300 more meters. They had enough, but their attack was just borderline non-existent in this game. But Lomax was good. I like Zach Lomax.
So Lomax tries hard. The problem with Lomax is a red mist comes over sometimes and he does stupid things, but
yeah.
I don't think he did in this game. So.
Isaiah Iongi on his return, I thought he was quite good.
Yeah, he was good.
It's just
he's the new breed of fullbacks, right? I mean,
small
and Polynesian.
Yeah,
they're all that. Keanu Kinney,
Pinky,
point.
There's a few of them.
Yeah,
it's just I don't think this game isn't particularly relevant, so there's not much to talk about. But the Eels were bad. The Bunnies play with heart. They play with heart, and that trumps playing with skill every time. Especially when they lost Latrell Mitchell in the lead up to this game. Instead, we get possibly a career best performance from Jai Gray. Holy crap, what a game he had. He saved multiple tries, 200 meters, 6 tackles.
One of these guys who gets rid of shadow because of people like Latrell Mitchell. But
you need to see
such a good player.
Next year, if round 1, if everybody's healthy, if Latrell Mitchell is the fullback and Jai Gray's not in the team, Wayne Bennett's lost his marbles. Because they look infinitely better with Jai Gray in the team.
It's like the Dolphins need to have
forward
in the team.
Yes, I agree with this.
So, there wasn't much else to say. I think
Jai Arrow was good. Despite his incessant whinging, I'm starting to understand why New South Wales people hate him so much.
He does whinge.
He whinges a lot. Yeah. It's very frustrating to watch him. He's a great player. He ran over 200 meters in this game. He played He was phenomenal. They play with so much effort. You know this. If they play with this amount of effort next year, if their people are healthy, obviously, man, they're going to be scary.
So thank you, South. You've got another team of ours outside the bottom 4.
Hooray!
Anyway, moving on to the Tigers and the Sea Eagles because that was a little bit more interesting to watch.
Well, this one didn't particularly surprise me. The Tigers have a better forward pack, and their halves actually look like they give a crap about playing football.
The Sea Eagles are on a downward spiral.
They're dead in the water.
They are not making finals.
No.
So my tip of 4,
not at all.
You suck.
They lost Ruben Garrick quarter of the way into this game. Tom Trbojevic is broken.
Yeah,
he's done. I'm sorry. He'll take he'll get the minimum to stay at Manly. We know that. Dale Cherry Evans is checked out of this season now. Luke Brooks offers essentially nothing. Tolu Kola is probably the best player on this team.
I actually like him.
Daly Cherry Evans is looking good at the Roosters anyway.
Yeah, he's always going to the Roosters. But yeah, Kola was good. They need some forwards. They need to get some forwards. Otherwise, next year is going to be a disaster. It doesn't matter how good Jamal Foley is. So I'm concerned about Manly because this was a game they needed to win. Standing should be eight.
I mean, Pacific comes back.
If he comes back, if they can keep Ola Kawatu on the field as well, there's a little bit there, but like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't. Once again, the Tigers did what they had to do. I thought Luai was quite good.
I thought Jerome Luai was great. Adam Dewey playing halfback has been a revelation.
He's been so good for them, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been excellent.
He's got a good kicking game. He's big. He's rangy. He's strong.
You know,
different style of halfback, but it works.
Yeah, Terrell May did his usual 200 meters and 30 tackles.
Usual. They know who is really good. Halen May.
What a signing! Much maligned, but he's.
I mean, he's not necessarily. He's had a few issues off the field.
Yeah,
As a footballer,
the serious charges got dropped against him. Whether that means he actually did them or not, I do not know because I know I know how these sorts of cases work. But for football purposes, he's been excellent. 200 meters, 6 tackle breaks, scored a try. He's been very, very strong.
Very, very good. Yeah.
The Tigers, 57% of the ball. They completed at 77%, which is fine. 300 more meters, 6 more meters per set, which is a function of how good their young forward pack is. That's the kicker. It's young. With Terrell May, the Fainu triplets.
But that's okay.
But they've even got like your Tony Sukars of the world, your Charlie Murrays of the world, who are playing.
Benji has got the nucleus of a pretty good team.
We've got a phenomenal young core.
Yeah.
Next year, they're going to be a great team.
I think they'll be in the top 8 next year.
I think easily they'll be in the top 8. I'm very, very excited about the Tigers' future now. Or they'll do a Tigers and be terrible.
Be ninth.
They can finish ninth this year.
They could.
Yeah.
Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah.
I had them finish in 11th.
They could just go full Tigers and finish in the bottom 4 next year as well.
Because he's actually trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Now, final game of the round.
We did something!
Tank Bowl.
We did something!
Cowboys nice.
We did something.
They did do a thing, and it was a good thing for them.
At least meaningful game. I mean,
Important game.
just terrible.
Welcome to the Cowboys, the filler episode of football team. Yes, the Cowboys get the win. The Knights were pretty bad.
Primetime television on Channel 9.
Yeah, the fact the Cowboys won by 34, I still don't fully believe it.
In a game that they completed at 67%. Somehow the Knights were worse than that.
They were by no means great.
But had they finished what they finished, and they completed what they completed at last week, they win by 60.
Absolutely.
Your worse completion rates means more wins for this team. We completed 95% and lost last week.
Yeah, I don't think we need to sign Reece Walsh. He'd be perfect for this system. But we know this because we basically have Reece Walsh. His name is Scott Drinkwater, and he was excellent.
He was phenomenal.
He was really good. Double, 7 of 7 goal kicking, 220 meters, a forced dropout, 5 tackle breaks, 2 try assists. He was everywhere.
Yeah.
He had a great game. Braden Burns, I love him.
13 tackle breaks.
260 meters.
Admittedly, 80 of those were in one run. It's hard.
I'll tell you what, I think he has better stamina than Dominic Young does.
He's almost catching you in the end, though.
I think he caught him for a bit, but in the last 20 meters, they were just like even. Maybe that's because Young gave up a little bit.
I think he probably knew he wasn't getting
But
it.
he still showed a bit of top.
He did. Well, he's winning. He should have some.
He's a Cowboys winger. So,
Look at Murray Delaney.
yes.
He's not
The Cowboys have had
If he has
one.
got Joey, he's not.
The Cowboys have had like one fast winger in the past 10 years, and his name is Gideon Callum-Osby. And I guess they
when they play Hammer there from time to time.
Yeah, I wish they did that more.
Yeah.
But yeah. Viliami Vailia came back.
He was very good.
He was so good in defense.
Some of those hits were impressive.
I was
On guys who were bigger than him. Yeah.
He was great.
And look, we whinge about how bad they've been going with the roster they had, but we keep forgetting that they've actually had quite a good number of injuries, or a bad number of injuries throughout the year.
Having Jordan McLean back was huge. He was great in this one. I thought he and Talbot
led from the front, and while they're getting up, they still lead this pack.
And what I did notice, Jake Clifford kicked a lot more in this game than he did last week. He Wilkins.
Wow.
That's interesting. But yeah, the Cowboys, 52% of the ball, 500 more meters, 3 intercepts. They made 9 more meters per set. They did make 23 errors.
Which is why they completed 57%. I think so, you know, I think they lost slightly worse.
They lost Reece Robson to the sin bin for 10 minutes.
And then he put
Yeah, they did very well. And then as soon as he came back on, they scored through Tom Dean. So yeah, good things.
Tom Dean is the GOAT.
I've done enough praising. If I have one role on this show, it is to find things to whinge about. And I have 2 main ones. Jeremiah Nanai is very, very bad.
Yeah.
He's very
His
bad.
defense was a little bit better this week.
He
He didn't miss as many tackles as he normally
played
does.
50 minutes and ran 6 times. Well, he
He
can
still scored a try.
look. He completed full kicks this game, and I
I
like
think
that.
Because he hasn't done that for a while. You know,
He did a bit of it last game, but it was like, and I don't know what Carl Lawton. I don't know what the point of Carl Lawton is.
Why are we signing him?
Well, I thought they signed him to be edge depth, but apparently not.
we've got a million edges.
It confuses me. Like they put their eggs in the finding a replacement for Reece Robson basket in the previous offseason.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, they're going to go with Xavier Karras. He's seen precisely no game time. I thought, okay, well, they're going to use Carl Lawton as the 9. He was playing in the forwards this week. And then they had Temple Kalepo, who was great, and only played 1 game.
And see the thing.
So I don't know what their plan is. I don't think I don't want Reed Marty.
Plan.
Reed Marty, don't want him.
Too bad he's going to be here and he's going to be the number 9.
I would prefer to have, if you're going to run a forward hooker combo, like player, run Temple Kalepo.
Yeah.
I think he's much better. Or you just run a 4th forward. I would prefer to have probably Kai O'Donnell on the bench than Carl Lawton. Put Marley there. And also not have Zach Labert on the bench. I don't know what the point of that was.
Clemaz on there. He was pretty good against
Lanax was great. I thought that Lars has been pretty good this year. They've got
good quality young forwards. They do.
They need to use
play them some more.
please.
God play them.
But now we're
winning now.
Now we're
Play a
just
few.
they've avoided the spoon,
Yeah.
which is good. Now they're looking to next year. I don't know what next year looks like. I have no clue.
I know it looks like Newcastle.
Very, very bad.
They're not gonna
It's
get
going to look
the spoon.
worse. I think they could easily get the spoon.
Yeah.
Because they're losing their only forward worth a damn.
They played their debutant, Connor. He had a tough
It
night.
was pretty ordinary.
He had a very tough night.
Catch the ball for
It
Quinn.
was not on the ball.
I thought that Tyson Frizzell was probably their best player.
They
He was
Oh.
pretty hard ball.
He tried pretty hard, and he chased hard on Drinkwater and caught him, which is a bit sad to be fair.
It's like the second time it's happened to Drake.
Yeah.
Eddie Blacker.
Yes, that was
The only game that Eddie Blacker ever played, and he caught Scott
Yeah.
Drinkwater.
Drinkwater will never live that one
He
down.
was good. I thought that Leo Thompson was also quite good. He's a great
They're
player.
going to miss him next year. They're going to miss Kai Pierce. Although Pierce Paul was pretty quiet, to be fair.
Was all right. I thought his offloading game is still good.
But I think they're just offloads.
Their forward pack is going to be so bad next year because they also lose they've missed Adam Elliott for the entirety of this year. Like Daniel Saifidi is going to be the main forward, and then it's a bunch of who? It's a bunch of who.
Or something that wrong with who.
So yeah, it's the same offensive ineptitude that has plagued them the entire season, especially that first half. They had enough ball to score 2 or 3 tries, and they just couldn't hold on to it. Came up with no points.
And even with Pollard, I think they don't win.
Yeah, even with Fletcher Sharp on the team, they could have both of them. And I don't think they win this game. Although Kalen Ponga always plays well against the Cowboys.
Yeah, because he likes to go against the team that let him go.
That can be Adam O'Brien's scapegoat. Hey, all my playmakers got hurt.
Do we have to let
Oh,
him
poor
go? Do
baby.
we have to let someone go? Why do we let
Yeah,
someone
they
go?
decided to keep Lachlan Coote.
I don't think they would be able to afford.
Why'd we let Kikyo go? Why'd we let Hughes go? Why'd we let these
You're being too loud.
I'm very loud. You're louder than I am. That's impressive. But yes, the Cowboys win. The Knights are bad. The Knights are in somewhat danger of getting the spoon, but they need the Titans to win a game for that to happen.
And it's unlikely. Yeah.
You know, you can't.
They are very bad. They're just lucky that the Titans exist this year.
Yes, exactly. Moving on to next week. We'll start with the women's Cowboys. They go through part two of the doubleheader at Leichhardt Stadium against the Tigers. The Tigers, unchanged. They got their first win of the season. They run into a Cowboys team that is rolling. Felicia Harden has a quad injury, so we get the appearance of the season for China Palata. And I've been
happy to look forward to
dying for
that.
her to come back. It's great to see her back. Mackenzie Wheeler's also back, which is great. Like Mackenzie Wheeler. So S.A. Barney was benched, and the Giant is on the reserves.
Well, it was good for her to get a bit of a run anyway. I mean, I think she'll be back again next year. So, yeah.
I'd like to see her a bit more.
But like Felicia
Look, the Cowboys have won the only two games played between the women's Tigers and Cowboys by combined 6 points. So it's always close. What the
Cowboys of previous years are not the same as the Cowboys of this year.
The Cowboys cannot take this game lightly.
I don't know they will.
They can't do what they did against the Warriors.
No.
Because you know what the forecast for New South Wales weather is this week? Wet. So yeah, they can't take this game lightly. The Tigers will put up a fight. They always do. As long as they aren't complacent, they'll probably get the win here. But we know that Leichhardt does weird things.
I don't know about the women yet. They haven't had.
I'd say the Cowboys will win by 6.
I think the Cowboys will win. They just need to not do it, like you say, not do what they did against the Warriors and take them a bit too easy. That's the last 2 games of the season, which is just great.
What a great way to go and final with 2 Who haven't they played yet? I think that's the only 2.
I don't know. Last round, there's 12 teams, right? Last round was round 7. They haven't played 2 teams.
Who haven't they played yet? They haven't played the Titans. No, they did. That was the first game of the season. Who haven't they played yet?
The Roosters,
Tigers, Broncos. Who else is there? Dragons? They haven't played the Dragons yet.
the Dragons.
There's probably some other team that we're forgetting.
Yeah, okay. But anyway, look,
Cowboys in a tight one.
Yeah. I think the Cowboys do win. I will agree with you on that.
Men, which have some very interesting games, starting with not one of them. The Bunnies play the Dragons at Accor Stadium. Big in for the Rabbitohs. Keon Koloamatangi is back. Somehow. I thought he was out. So what happens is Saliba Havili shifts to starting hooker for that to facilitate that. Lockie Hutner is also back at lock, so Jai Arrow moves to the edge, and Talis Duncan is pushed to the centres to cover the injured Bailey Bentley Harpy. Cody Walker is still named on the bench behind Ashton Ward, for whatever reason.
Ashton Ward, the lightest player in the
He's
competition.
what, 74 kilos?
74 kilos.
He's a
bringing
child. He's 14 years old.
He's big. I'm
He
40
was when like Sam Walker was first coming through. He's a stick.
Anyway.
I feel like the stiff breeze would knock him over. For the Dragons, Hamish Stewart, Jack DeBellin, and Hame Sally are all out through concussion. So what happens is Jacob Halangahu starts in the second row. I'm saying it like
Halangahu.
Halangahu, I know. And Ben Murdoch-Masilla makes an appearance at lock. He's not at lock. It's a bit weird. I'd prefer to have someone else at lock. Blake Laurie and Tyrell Sloan join the bench. Souths have not lost at Accor against the Dragons since 2013. That's a pretty bad record. The Dragons are severely injured in their middle forwards against a team that has their best middle forward back. I think the Souths win again. They win by 8. The Souths.
I don't think the Dragons win.
I think the Dragons can win, whether they
Sure they can. It'd be very Dragons to win this game. That's the thing, isn't it?
Well, it doesn't actually matter anymore because they now are no longer in the race.
Yeah. Anyway, Bunnies in a somewhat close, sloppy game. I reckon. Now we move on to what is going to be quite possibly the best Friday of football for a very long time. We start with Penrith playing the Raiders in Mudgee, which is the best game that Mudgee has had. I've checked. It's all been like Sea Eagles and Titans games. So yes, this is the best game that's ever been played at Mudgee. The Panthers have named Isaiah Yeo in the reserves in case like Ivan Cleary really wants to push super hard with top 4 and play him this week. The Raiders have the same 17. Both teams are the same. Canberra have won the past 2 against Penrith, but Penrith won the 5 games before that. So there is a bit of a shifting momentum dynamic with these two. This is a coin flip. I have no idea who to pick. This is going to be a huge battle in the middle of the field. This could become a very, very defensively minded game. If it does turn into that, I think Penrith have the slight edge because that is their style of football. It is not the Raiders' style of football. But I have no
The
idea.
Raiders are going to win.
I think the Raiders have the quality to beat Penrith.
Oh, easy. Absolutely.
I think it's who plays to the conditions the best. If it's raining and things like that, whoever plays to
We don't like the rain.
No,
We know that good teams don't like the rain. These are two very good teams. This could be a very bad game. Who knows?
it could be.
I have no idea what to think of this game.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'm tipping Canberra because stuff Penrith.
That's completely fair.
That's a good enough reason.
Put together worked for me last week.
I don't think it's ever worked for me.
This fight is ill-directed.
Not really.
And then moving on to the second game of Friday, where the Storm come up against the Dogs. We've got 4 of the top 5 teams playing on one day.
Here's the deal. I think the Dogs of 6 weeks ago, yes. The Dogs of now, they're little puppies at the moment.
This is the Dogs of war. This is the Dogs of a mild siege.
Yeah.
So
This is the Dogs of a middle school fight.
it's like, you know how like the bullies would form a circle around one nerd and just push him around a bunch? That's what this game is going to be.
And that's the Storm.
Yeah,
exactly.
Ryan Pappenhausen is named in the reserves.
Yeah.
So for now, Cam Munster is still named at fullback and Jonah Pezzett is named at five.
Because it was good last week.
He's a good player. Whoever gets him is going to have a good half on that. We'll play Newcastle because why not? Who needs forwards?
The law is out. I said Chan. Yeah, I know. Joey Chan's good, yeah. No, Joey Chan.
The Dogs trot out the same 17 but got trounced by the Roosters. The Storm have won 3 of their past 4 against the Dogs at Aggie Park. The Dogs are struggling. Melbourne aren't. Predictable by a couple of tries.
Yeah,
It could easily be by 30 though.
yeah, I think the Storm win. Look, they're on a roll at the moment. Now they're like 11 of their last 12 games that they've won.
Yes.
So, and now you can't say that it's only been against bad teams because they beat a good team last week.
So that's fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Melbourne win this game.
I think it's pretty comfortable.
It's a by how much question.
Yeah.
Now moving on. Sea Eagles and Dolphins. This is a massive game in the context of the finals race. More so for the Dolphins than the Sea Eagles at this point.
The Eagles can't make it, I think, now.
I think they theoretically could.
Mathematically,
But
but
like, it would require the
form, yeah, and I don't see that happening. And form-wise, I don't see it happening either.
No, me neither. So, but this is at Four Pines, so you know who knows.
It hasn't been the fortress of previous years.
Ruben Garrick is out with a shoulder injury, so much like what happened with Lehigh Hopewadi being out, Tommy Talau starts at centre, Aaron Strock joins the bench.
For Tommy Talau,
Yes, Tommy Talau.
the most average player of average players.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's going to be one of those guys where you talk about footy in 20 years, you'll be like, oh yeah, remember this guy? Oh yeah. I feel like he's going to be like what we talk about with like Justin O'Neill.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. Like
Good.
Antonio Winterstein.
Yeah. People who do their job, but it's
Kane
more
Leonard.
Kane Leonard, yeah.
They're okay, they've got their
I was actually feels like
They
that.
was 30 or whatever.
For the Dolphins, 2 begins. Felice Kafusi and Francis Molo are back. So Mark Nichols is benched. And Oblex Taufa is gone, which makes me kind of sad because I thought he'd been quite good. Also, for some reason, Max Vianney is more important than Trey Fuller. So he's in the centres. Hammer is the fullback, and Trey Fuller is on the bench.
What role is he going to play from the bench?
No clue.
I don't know what Wolfie's doing.
Walker.
He's got to be the number one.
The only game that's been played between these two at Four Pines was a 40-point Manly win. That was a couple of years ago, though.
Things are a little bit different
This
this year.
is must win for both of these teams, more so for the Dolphins at this point, I think. I really, really want to pick Manly simply out of spite for Wolfie benching Fuller, but I think the Finns probably win. Especially with Kafusi and Molo back, it helps that,
certainly both of them.
especially against a weak forward back that the Sea Eagles have. So
Yeah.
Dolphins in a close one.
Yeah, I think the Finns will get this one.
This will be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Finns to win.
Moving on, Titans running the Warriors at Seabus Super Stadium. Interesting.
This probably won't be raining there.
Brian Kelly and Jojo Fafita are back, so Bo Firm was just back to the second row, which is where it should be. Philip Hammy pushes out to Jalen DeGroot swing. Josh Paxton is benched. Regan Campbell-Gillard starts because Jaden Jolliffe is out for the rest of the season. Khalees Haas is also back. So they've got a few good ins. They've got a good team. I don't mind the Titans team at all. For the Warriors, though, there are also some big ins. Kurt Capel, Tamari Martin, and Rocco Berry are all back.
Right. Yeah.
So Charles Nickel-Clockstad moves back to fullback.
Yeah.
Peaky is on the bench.
What are they going to use him from the bench for?
They've done it a couple of times this year. Leka Halasima is benched in favour of Kurt Capel. Tamari Martin takes the place of Sam Healy on the bench. Jackson Ford is suspended until the final, so Dimitri Vaimaunga is now starting at prop. Titans have beaten the Warriors 4 out of the past 5 times at Seabus Super Stadium. Can the Titans find it in them to put in the effort? If they do, I think they could get up here. I think
Any team can beat any other team on any given day.
But I feel like the Titans match up a lot better against the Warriors than they did against Cronulla. They are two very different teams. I think that the Titans could find some joy on the edge of the Warriors' defense because that has been lacking the past few weeks, and especially because they have so much speed and skill out there, they could do something. But with the amount of troops returning for the Warriors, it'll be a little bit too much. I think the Warriors will win, but it'll be fairly close.
Yeah, look, the Warriors, once again, they have more to play for than the Gold Coast.
Yes, this is true.
And that will be
Titans-
another deciding factor.
Titans are playing to avoid the spoon, so, pride.
Yeah, but really,
Top four is more
top four is way more important than that. I think the Titans are probably resigned to the fact that they're going to get
I feel bad for them. I feel bad for Des Haslam.
Yeah, well, he's tried hard. He's still got his hair, so that's
He does still have all his hair.
he
Can't lose the hair.
He does have a good head of hair. So always had a good head of hair.
Yeah, I think the Warriors will win. It'll be pretty close, though. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean the Gold Coast, if they put in, could actually be quite dangerous.
Yeah, I agree. Eels play the Roosters at Combank Stadium.
Combank is like the stupidest stadium.
It's so slippery.
It is the dumbest place. I
That would be good for James Tedesco because he's made a career of falling over and drawing high tackles.
and sliding for like 30 meters.
Great for
Yeah.
James Tedesco. For the Eels, Luca Moretti is out. So Dylan Walker starts at lock and Jordan Samrani joins the bench. That's the only change for them. The unfortunate change for the Roosters is that Daniel Tupou, suffering delayed concussion symptoms, is out this week. So Junior Tupou takes his place.
Okay. It's still called Tupou on the league.
Yes.
Tupou.
Siwa Wong is back, so we get White and Wong.
White and Wong, yeah.
Nafahu White moves to prop. Spencer Leniu is benched. Blake Steep is pushed off the bench. The Eels have lost their past 2 here. The Eels, I think, have run out of steam now.
When the Roosters are going gangbusters.
As long as the Roosters don't fall asleep at the wheel, they're going to be flying Roosters by a bit,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Enough to still keep everybody ahead of them a bit concerned. Yeah.
The Knights are going to play Brisbane at McDonald Jones Stadium in a game of football that will be played between 2 teams. I think.
So bad.
For the Knights, Phoenix Crossland is back. Yay. So instead of benching one of their halves that are terrible, they bench Jaden Brayley, who is far from the problem with this team. And then Arthur drops off the bench. Brody Jones is dropped and he's replaced by Elijah Saleo Leon. So that's
Cool name, that one.
For the Broncos, Jack Gazewski is out. Jet ski. So
Idiot.
I learned a lot of these from fantasy because lots of them have very long names we need to shorten. So Jaden Hunt is the starting edge, and Jesse Arthurs is on the bench. Lots of outside backs on the bench this week. Strange. They've split the last 4 here, but look, Brisbane look fine without Reynolds and Mann. They've got the Hunt-Walters combo. This is Ben Hunt's, I think, 350th career game. It's also Daly Cherry Evans' 350th career game. So a few milestones happening here. Maybe that'll give the Seagulls a bit of impetus, but I think Brisbane will probably win this. It'll be fairly low scoring.
After their second half demolition of the Dolphins last week,
I think Payne Haas could be in for another very big game, especially against this forward pack.
Yeah, I think the Broncos win as well.
And then, final game of the round for the 3rd week in a row, the Cowboys. Why do we keep getting prime time fixtures?
At least we're having prime time fixture.
Who looked at the... I want to know the schedule, man.
This is a good idea. Let's put the Cowboys on.
Okay, look. We're at the pointy end of the year. It's round 25. This is the 3rd last game of the season.
Second last game for the Cowboys.
Tigers, Cowboys. Prime time Sunday football.
Why?
Anyway, so this is part 1 of the doubleheader. No changes for either team as of today. So no, the Bills game is second. So Stafford Toa is named despite having a shoulder concern from last week, and Lawton and Labatt are still named on the bench despite logic concerns from last week. The Cowboys have won 3 of the 12 games that have been played at Leichhardt. Good performance from the Cowboys last week means bad performance incoming this week. I'm thinking this could almost get to 2023 levels of ugly. I look, the Cowboys need to try and contain the Tigers forwards.
But remember that they got 2 forwards back as well. So
I guess, but
it's not the Cowboys.
if I'm looking at the 2 benches, I'd be taking the Tigers bench 100 times out of 100. I'm just like, and the forward pack, you've got Terrell Matty and like your Fanua Pollers and your Samuel Finers and these sorts of guys, and you're matching them up against like Jeremiah Nanai and John Bateman and these sorts of guys.
To be fair, John Bateman's been very good.
I just look. There is a part of the Cowboys winning this game, and it is the Tigers playing badly, which they are not doing right now.
Or maybe doing what they did this week, throwing the ball around and making a mistake. So what?
Look, hopefully it's just me being pessimistic, but
that's fairly safe.
Yeah, that's fair. But I don't know. I just feel like the Tigers playing.
I don't think it's going to be a flogging. I think the Tigers will probably win. But I think the Cowboys have been a little better over the last few weeks, so I don't think it'll be a flogging.
I hope so. I'd tip the Tigers by 30.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think they'll probably win. I think they may win by 6-12, but
okay, that's fair.
I'd like the Cowboys to win, but I'll probably still tip them just because I don't know against my team.
Yeah,
but look, it wouldn't surprise me if the Tigers win by a couple of tries. But it also wouldn't surprise me to see the Cowboys come out and pull something out of their butts.
Because it doesn't mean anything.
No, that's it. Like, it still means more. Well, once again, it means more to a team they may play better. And it means more to the Tigers.
I'm trying to think of times where the Tigers have played teams that played similarly to the Cowboys. And the immediate thought is last week against the Sea Eagles. Because the Sea Eagles and Cowboys play fairly similar styles of football.
I think I'm not really in agreement with that. I think the Cowboys play a little bit more expansive than Manly does. Especially, Drinkwater has the same similar sort of game as he had this week. It could be a Cowboys win, but
this is true. I think he could get it in quite the past couple of weeks. He could be in for a big one as well.
I do understand your thoughts. The Tigers also have more to play for because they're still playing for a finals berth.
Like,
they legitimately can still make it.
They can still make it. They need a lot to go their way.
But we're supposed to lose there, which isn't happening.
I'm trying. What's the Tigers' weakness?
Their backs aren't as good as their forwards.
That's probably fair.
And these the Cowboys
maybe you can exploit Jarrell Skelton. His defense on the end of the line isn't great. I think he's got Taylor May inside him now, so he's got a lot of help, which is better than.
And we know that Taylor's been very hard. Yeah, but I think it was. I think Riley will be better for the run this week.
Oh, his matchup against he's the right centre, so who's the left centre? That's Taylor May's side of the field.
That'll be a good matchup.
Stafford Toa.
We know Stafford Toa gets gangbusters against the Cowboys. No, there's gangbusters against Valentine Holmes.
We don't have Valentine Holmes in
them earlier this year as well, to be fair.
Yeah,
but they still lost that game.
They did still lose by 4, but that was up here. This is at Leichhardt, where the Tigers always grow an extra leg. Not from that.
Yeah, that actually meant the most to them a couple of years
ago. Oh, the Madonicus one. They still really won that game, to be fair.
The first half was absolutely horrendous.
They got booed off the field. It was 30-0 at halftime, and they ended up losing by 6. Yeah. That's very Cowboys. They've been very Cowboys from this year, actually.
It could be actually very like that this year.
There could be a few points here. Maybe I'll give the Cowboys a few extra points. Instead of 46-16, I'll make it 46-30.
It could be.
Defense is optional.
Well, we know for both teams, defense can be optional at times.
I think Dream Buller could be in for a big game. I like Dream Buller. I think he's good.
I don't mind it. He's fast. He's sneaky fast.
And Adam Dewey, really big body. Yep. He's great. But
we do have a big body in there ourselves, and Clifford's been good. Right?
That would be a fun kicking matchup, actually.
I think Clifford's probably slightly better, but
I think they really need to utilize him in this game. Let him
Put it up as high as you like.
Send him into space, especially if it's wet.
Yeah.
If it's wet, let him do all the bombs he wants.
All bombs. If it's wet, also, grubbers are quite good when it's wet because the ball's obviously harder to pick up.
But that also means the Cowboys can't defend grubbers very well at all because Drinkwater's positional play is bad.
Yeah, well,
So
make sure that they have the majority of the ball.
Yes,
that's as simple as that.
Don't drop the ball.
Yes,
I know for the Cowboys that's like trying to turn water into rocks, but you know,
interesting analogy. But anyway,
well, at least wine is still a liquid.
Yeah, and there was this one guy. We did that.
Well, you turn water into rocks
into wine.
Water from rocks.
Yes, the order from rocks.
That's right. Yeah,
Rocks.
Hit the rock. Hit the rock.
He wasn't supposed to do that, but we're not worried about it.
Worked anyway. Anyway, alrighly.
I think that's good luck for all your teams this week, unless you're a Tiger supporter. I hope your team falls over really poorly and the Cowboys beat you. But apart from that, good luck to all your tipping, all your fantasy people. I hope you all have a great week.
Speaking of fantasy, I want to work. So I had, going into this week, I had 2 trades left. And I'm going against my head-to-head guy, and I'm looking at his team. And because, the trades for head-to-head don't update in real time, they only ever come up once the player that they traded to starts playing. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at this guy's bench, and he's got Corey Horsburgh and Jamal Fogarty sitting there. The loop that he'd done with Fogarty had already played out. So I thought, okay, he's left Corey Horsburgh on his bench to do, extra looping shenanigans. And we're down to the final game, and it's Scott Drinkwater on his side and Scott Drinkwater on my side, and I'm down by 5 points. So I decide, okay, I'm going to fire a trade. I get Kai Pierce-Paul, and then I find out that the guy traded in Kai Pierce-Paul anyway, so it didn't matter, and Scott Drinkwater scores 100 points. If that doesn't sum up the way my year has gone, I don't know what does. I still cracked 1,000 and I'm mad.
Yeah. Well, you had a pretty good year overall.
The back half of my year has been really good. The start was just terrible.
Yeah, 16 might be the worst.
It may have been. It's still sitting with Marata near Corey in your
team. Yeah.
Yes, I think I'll be moving him.
It goes to show how good starts are. Avoiding Luke Metcalf was my big issue.
You can get rid of Cameron McInnes now because he's injured.
Well,
I have 20 trades left.
Look, Cameron McInnes is expensive. You could get someone half decent for it. But it's probably out of the world.
Can you get your knee out of the chest?
But anyway, I think that'll do us for this week. I think that'll do us.
Yes. See you this time next week. We will. Enjoy your footy, everyone.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.